Hi, it's Angelina with Meissner Sewing, and I just wanted to show you a fun, easy project that you can do to make a great centerpiece for upcoming barbecues and picnics over the summer. I made this hexagon, and I think I'm kind of calling it a Hexi star table topper, with the AccuQuilt full hexagon dies and the 4.5-inch equilateral triangle combined to make beautiful hexagon centerpiece with no Y seams. First, we start by putting our red fabric, which is going to be on the full hexagon here, into our AccuQuilt. So I only need to cut 2 more. So I've got her loaded up. Comes right out the other side. When taking the cutting mat off your AccuQuilt die, it's best to slide it to the side so that you don't pull on your fabric and cause any undue stretching. You can just pull away, showing my beautiful hexagon. Now on the sides where I'm going to have bias edges, AccuQuilt puts in these wonderful knots so that when we match up our pieces, we don't get too much stretch and we can match those points up to get nice even points in the corners. I'm going to do the same thing with my equilateral triangle, and I'm just fan fold my fabric on there. And again, send it through my Go Big. So now we're going to decide on a layout from our hexagons and our triangles. My hexagons are going to be staggered so that I don't have to use any Y seams nesting them together. And then I'm going to fill in those spaces with all those triangles we cut. I've decided to use the lighter colored triangles in the center so that I have this star pattern radiating out from the middle, and blue to kind of cap it on the outside. I want to use this table runner for Memorial Day, the 4th of July, Labor Day, and lots of summer events. So I want it to be real patriotic and festive. Now we've got a layout decided on. We're going to go to the sewing machine and sew, and this is the easiest part. Because we have those points notched on our pieces, we can line them up, and I'm going to sew this triangle here, this triangle here. I'm going to sew this triangle onto here, and this one onto here, and then I'm going to join these 2 pieces with 1 diagonal seam down the center. So hexagons with no Y seams. So now I'm going to line up my notches here and sew them, making sure my points are lined up. I'm going to guide this through the machine. And now I'm going to attach the triangle that's going to be in the center, lining up my notches here. Set this piece to the side. So now I can line up my 2 pieces like this. This is going to lay over crosswise. So I'm going to grab my pins now, line up my notches and my center point so I can sew straight down here and get all my points correct. So now with my pins in place, I can safely feed this through the machine. And voila, my 3rd row is done. Now I'm going to go give all 3 of my rows a press before I sew them together. Only 2 more seams and this is done. So now I have my small piece and my center row all pinned together. We just have 1 more seam to go. All right, so here is our completed topper. Very easy, very accurate. It's one of my favorite things to do with the AccuQuilt. And now it's ready to quilt however I want to. I might do some fun pattern with stars. I might use my walking foot. The possibilities are pretty endless at this point.